More often than not, Ridley Scott doesn't miss, so I wasn't worried going in, knowing at the very least this would be entertaining. Fortunately, Gladiator II turned out to be well worth my time and has left me thinking about it since I left the theater. Welcome to Sandwich Reviews. I'm the Talking Sentient Sandwich, and although this is good, it's just not a patch on the original. It never was going to be, but in the back of my mind, I was hopeful that the filmmakers and the handful of standout actors working on this film could outdo the first. No spoilers, yet, but the beginning of the movie transitions flawlessly from one of the studio credits right into the movie, making it feel like this painted memory. And that right there is what I credit to really getting my hopes up, but I think the story still manages to live up to that. I wish I could have been more affected by the emotion that the movie was going for, and that could be attributed to my mindset going in, yet nothing smacks you in the face with heartbreak or makes you swell with pride quite like it does in the first. I don't want to make it out like Gladiator II has no sentiment or intensity, but that comes from the political intrigue, not the character drama. There is one aspect of the story that could have brought out the emotion, but even that couldn't live up to how compelling the politics were. It's also spoiled in the trailer, but I'll save that conversation for the spoiler section. Until then, there's still plenty more to talk about, including a couple of moments of great camera work, with battles early on or later in the Colosseum. And aside from that, there's tons of incredible work in the costuming, sets, and visual effects, though the one thing that immersed me the most back into this world was the acting. Despite them not being the primary characters, the little bit of focus given to Denzel Washington's Macrinus and Pedro Pascal's Marcus Acacius was what made me think that this movie was diving into some gray area, which I loved. Not that Lucius, the main character, wasn't compelling, it's just that I saw him as more of a tropey protagonist, or at least starting out. The two emperors, Joseph Quinn and Fred Heschinger, do a fine job of being eccentric to a hostile extent. I feel like you'll either love their choice of performance or hate it, but I thought it fit. And between all of them, there may have been one too many narrative reveals and reversals, but hey, it's Roman politics. And I guarantee you it was even more like a soap opera in reality, which has no bearing whatsoever on current day clown show politics. But anyway, Gladiator sequel may have followed a suspiciously similar structure to the first, but I'm really glad it wasn't just the exact same. It was fun and touching enough to get me to care for the well-being of the focal characters. So if you're a fan of the first, or just interested in a sword and sandal epic, then check out Gladiator II, because it may not be perfect, but it's worth the ticket price. And now, it's time to talk spoilers, so make sure you've seen the movie. Or if you just don't care, then I guess keep on watching. The big thing spoiled in the trailer, that Lucius is Russell Crowe's illegitimate son, which might be the biggest aspect of the movie, is just completely deflated by everyone already knowing that going in. I didn't think it mattered until I got 20 minutes in and I noticed that they had yet to exposit that bit of info, realizing soon after that that wasn't just some info to tell the audience, but that it was a narrative reveal ruined months before the movie even came out. And I guess it doesn't completely ruin the protagonist or his story, because Paul Mescal still does a phenomenal job with what he was given, but I was definitely let down with his whole story, waiting for one more aspect to be revealed, only for it to never come. Though it does help that I was distracted by Pedro Pascal and Denzel Washington, the second of which was an amazing twist villain. I mean, it's not so much of a twist because it's very easy to see coming, but that only bolsters how good that is in my eyes, with everything leading up to him taking power. And the way that ends, with Lucius leading a revolution of sorts and taking control, was a fitting end, feeling more dramatic and bigger than the first, yet considerably less heartfelt. But what did you think of Gladiator II? Were you a bit put off that Maximus from the first was revealed to have another child? I honestly don't care, but Russell Crowe does. Leave a comment down below and let me know. And as always, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe for weekly video essays and reviews, and enjoy a delicious sandwich.